coming. It's coming. 4 things every entrepreneur needs to do. Hello, everyone. My name is Tessa. I am with the marketing department of IdeaPros. I'm director of marketing, and I have Cary, who is the CEO at IdeaPros, and we are talking about the 4 things that entrepreneurs need to do in order to make it to survive entrepreneurship. And we have everyone coming in. Just let us know you're watching live with #live, so we know you're here. We can't see you until you comment. But while you're coming in, also let us know how long you've been an entrepreneur. I'm just curious how long you've been on the roller coaster of entrepreneurism. So Fred, while we have people popping in, do you want to go ahead and start in on number 1, and then we'll come back to it? It's taking a little while with StreamYard today.
What's taking a little while?
We have people coming in, but it's saying that it's delayed a little bit. So Facebook's might just be overloaded. Who knows? It's giving me a lovely delay message, but we're excited you're all here. So number 1 is stay lean. So explain that to us.
Yeah, and I really wanted to think about this because we're all in so many different types of businesses. We do so many different things, and we've started at different times in our life. But there are 4 consistencies that you really need to make sure that you're aware of and that you embrace. Tessa just described it as a roller coaster of entrepreneurship. I like to think of it more like a rocket ship with a bunch of fatal accidents that could happen if you're not really careful. And the stay lean one really takes care of the first one. And that is, especially people who go out and get some level of funding, the first thing they want to do is decorate their offices, get a pinball machine, bring in extra employees. As you're starting a venture, any kind of venture, you really need to focus on the minimal things that you need in order to start having traction. And you need to forget about every other thing. So what do you need money for? Well, you need money for your initial production if you're not doing pre-sales, and you need enough money to be able to handle your basic cost of your internet, your shipping, your handling, customer service, things of that level. That's what you need. The rest, cushy things like having a salary, actually getting paid, those things have to wait, and you need to be prepared for that. Having an office? No, work out of your garage, put a desk in there. You have to be careful that the limited amount of funds that you have available to you are going to be utilized for what's going to propel you to another level. If you use any of that money for any other reason, you're going to have less money to do the very important things that you need to do as a one-person organization to start out with, and then as you grow into a multi-person organization. The beauty, again, this is not an IdeaPros show meant just for our partners, but obviously one of the components of staying lean, working with us, is that we're reducing your costs by an extraordinary amount of money, but still it's a whole lot of money. Still, every entrepreneur that works with us is.
We lost your audio, Fred.
Yeah, we lost it for a second. Every time somebody calls me, that happens, and our internet is down, and so I'm using my phone, and so could be a disaster. So whenever it comes down, I'm okay now.
Yep, you're good.
Okay. So whenever you're going to spend some money, you need to figure out how is this money going to help me get a little bit further in what I want to do as far as selling my product, selling my service.
I think, and when you have an app too, it's really common that people they think they want to create all the features and products too. They want to add all these things, the extras, right? So it's about also figuring out what that minimum viable, now I know you don't like the word, Fred, the minimum viable product, or what people really need. So you explain that, because that's a really good point.
Yeah, no, I hate phrases like viable product, things like that. The only reason I hate them is because if you're a first-time entrepreneur, you don't know what the hell that means, And so basically what I like to do is, what are the core features that are going to make my offering attractive enough to a customer that they're going to want it, and forget about all the bells and whistles. Oh, I want to have an app that does this, but it would be great to have a diary system in it. And it'd be great for people to be able to text directly in my app. Well, people know how to text without your app. And so that becomes something that's unnecessary, something that is a bell and whistle. So look at the core competencies that you have and the core value proposition that your app or your product is going to have, and focus only on those things and forget about the other things. They can be version 2, version 5, version 10.
And we do that with our customer surveys. That's how we really get down to what people want and need, right? Oh, I lost your audio again.
Did?
Oh, you're back now. I think this is going to be interesting. Well, that was stay lean. We have number 2. Hopefully Fred will still be able to hear you. But number 2 is to start networking.
Yeah, and when I say networking, I mean it with every single thing that you're doing. Not just the type of networking where you go out at 5 o'clock and have a cocktail with other people in the real estate business that are trying to pass cards around, but networking with every type of contact that you think can help you with your business, including customers, right? With everybody who's working with us, we immediately send them off to Facebook to look at Facebook groups of people who are their likely target audience and start working up relationships with those people, with people who are influencers in your product or your application that you're building, people who could be suppliers, investors, people in the business community around you that can help you with your supply chain, that can help you with logistics. Every single thing that you're going to need to do as an entrepreneur is not going to happen just within the 4 walls of your body. It's going to happen because of the connections that you have, the contacts that you make, and the ability to move forward to the next level. Even an entrepreneur that can take whatever product they have and take it from idea, from conception to launch, which is 1 in 10 million. I can't do that by myself. But if you could, at the end, if you don't have the connections, if you don't have the people that are going to help you get to the next level, that are going to open up doors for you, that are going to be your customers, you're not going to get anywhere. So definitely need to work on that all the time, all the time.
You mentioned that you need to have surrounding yourself with the right people. And I know we've done this on previous shows where you also are looking for those advocates or team members that might be interested in participating with you, not just investors and all these external, but actually building a team that can be your permanent team down the road.
Yeah, anybody who's willing to work with you for free. That's right. Number 1. You need that core of connectivity so that you can build from that, because it's all about relationships at the end, folks. There's so many people that I talk to that have existing businesses that may have $1 million and $2 million in revenue, and they can't get any further because nobody will pick up the phone and talk to them. They have a great solution. Nobody will answer the phone on the other end. And so it's all about connections. It's all about contacts. It's all about increasing that Rolodex so that you, on a relationship basis, can do the things that you need to do with your really great product idea.
So I think that's one of the internal questions. I can hear our partners saying it in my head right now. And that's, well, how do we keep it secret still and be able to network?
You can be in a business sector, without telling everybody and their brother exactly what it is that you're doing, right? So if you're doing something in the travel industry, for example, you know where to go to find people that can help you in that industry. You don't have to tell them your secret sauce. You don't have to tell them exactly what you're up to. You get closer to the situation by dealing with people that you know can benefit you in the longer term, and give them just enough information that they need to know to get them to avoid just telling you to get the hell away from them.
I think you talked about that it's extremely difficult to do this process, and most people are not going to take the time to do that anyway. That's not most people out there aren't trying to steal your idea, although it's good to be safe and be smart about who you're reaching out to, for sure. Great, great. Well, that's if you guys have any questions as we're going, let me know in the chat. I am going to pop over in there, and I'm also going to say hi to you guys at the end. We'll make sure that we recognize you all for being here. And if you get any nuggets while we're going through here, just hashtag nugget so we can pull it out and make sure that we highlight it. So number 3 was if I can get it to show. Think marketing, one of my favorites. Oh, we lost your audio again. You may have to start. There we go.
Hear me?
Yep, we got you now.
And oh, by the way, I've been hearing you as a whisper through this whole thing. I do have my internet provider outside, hoping to change my life. But we'll make it through this. If you can't hear me, just let me know.
I will.
Marketing is something that people don't do well, and it's the foundation of your organization. Whatever it is that you're going to do lives and dies by the messaging that you have. Because think about it, people aren't buying your product for how good it is, because they don't know until they buy it. They're buying your product because of how good you say it is. They're buying your product because of how well you've positioned yourself, whether it's an app that's being downloaded or the golden widget that I keep threatening to create that's sitting there on the store shelf waiting for you to pick it up. The message that you deliver to your audience is what's going to determine whether that first sale is made. And so right from the very beginning of your organization, when it's an organization of one, you need to be able to have a consistent, powerful message that lets people know why they should be working with you. And that thing can never waver. So that's why in the very, very beginning, you need to be on point, on target. Your messaging needs to be correct, because otherwise you're going to go down another path and you're going to be giving random messages to random people to try to close a deal, and you're not going to build that core value system, the culture, and everything else that you need as an organization to make sure that you're crystal clear on what you're offering, how powerful it is, how much people need it, and why they should go to you instead of anybody else. The very first thing that a company does, even big companies, when they're having a difficult quarter, is they'll reduce their marketing budget, which is a disaster. You know, if you're having a difficult quarter, you should be increasing your marketing budget because you want to get the word out to more people to make up for the sales.
Oh, we lost you.
Are you laughing, Tessa?
Yeah, no, I'm good. Again? You're here. You're here. We can hear you now. Can you hear me now? Nope. You're gone again. I don't know what's
I'm not talking.
Okay. Well, yes. So I'm going to take it back now if I can get it to come back. So you talked about brand identity and that bigger picture and what we want to be known for and what our expertise is. That's more than just logos and colors, although that's important, but it's a lot deeper than that. One of the other things you mentioned to me was that you're building a culture too, right? So your marketing also is going to talk about and attract the right people to you by the culture that you're building in the business.
Well, yeah, and that's one of the things I said. That was I not being heard for a while?
No, maybe not. That's okay. We shall go on to the next one because the internet clearly is not cooperating with us. You do need better internet at IdeaPros, that's for sure. Well, then this is one of my favorites, and that's never give up, number 4. And this is throughout everything, always.
Including having bad internet connection.
Exactly.
Yeah, the journey is not without risk, and it's not without failure. And we've had plenty of shows that talk about the fact that some of the best people, some of the most successful people that are entrepreneurs have had many, many failures, from Thomas Edison to Henry Ford, Elon Musk. All of them have had a lot of failures. At Apple, almost lost their company, and now they're a $2 trillion organization. So you need to expect that nothing is going to work out the way you want it to, that nothing works the first time, no matter how well prepared you are, that there are going to be issues with your product or your app There's going to be, if not a recall, there's going to be a redo. There's going to be upgrades that you need to make. There's going to be a financing that you think you're going to get. It's not going to happen. And the difference between failures and real entrepreneurs is this never give up attitude, because you know you're onto something, you know you have a really good idea. And if it doesn't work, it's not because you're stupid, it's not because you miscalculated, it's because you don't have quite the right formula yet, or that there have been outside issues that have affected you. Pick up, brush off your face, put a Band-Aid on, and go back at it. If you don't have that kind of attitude, if you don't have the ability to pick up and start over again, then you are not going to make it as an entrepreneur. You might as well not even try and just stick with a job that you have. Okay, it's bloody out there. Over and over, you're going to find you're going to have to do things multiple times to do it right. And this never give up part of it really applies to all three of the first things that we talked about. If you don't have this kind of mindset, you're not going to make it. You don't have to be the smartest person in the world, because there's a lot of smart people that don't get anywhere. You have to be the most determined person you could possibly be. You have to understand that if you keep trying, and if you've done your research and you've done your homework and you know there's a demand, you're going to find a way for people to come to you, love what you're doing, and stick with you.
It's a lot easier to do it with other people too that have done it before. So if you're going at it alone, it's going to be a lot harder than if you have the team or people that are experienced in the industry around you.
Yeah. But
I lost you. It's okay, Fred.
Hear me now?
Yep, now I got you back.
I feel like a Verizon commercial. I think that you need to think about all four of these things every single day as an entrepreneur. And this is not things that you do once and it's over. Even as a more mature organization, trying to be lean means a lot to your bottom line, right? Trying to focus on the things that are really critical for your organization to grow gives you the additional capital that you need to fuel that growth and to accelerate that growth. So every single thing that we talked about are things that you need to do every single day of your entrepreneurial journey.
Thank you, Fred. I appreciate you powering through this with us. Thank you. I'm going to let you go so you can go take care of your internet connection. And I'm going to talk with our partners over here and people that we have visiting us.
Okay.
All right. Thanks, Fred. We'll see you next time. All right, guys. Thank you so much for being patient while we went through that. But I wanted to say hi to you guys. Also, to let you know that you have complete control, if you want it, as far as the topics that we cover each week. So we would love to hear from you. We have a link in this post with questions. You just click through, submit a question, and we'll cover that topic or question with Fred or any of our specialists that we have. Thank you so much, Genevieve, Kelly, Bill, Michael. So we have Sean Reed, thank you, Jason, Ken, Mary, Bill. So Bill, I'm going to talk about a couple of our partners because you guys are so special and awesome. And so Mary, obviously you were just saying that you were and you've been an entrepreneur for 2.5 years. Congratulations. I'm excited. Bill, and this is High Rise Sports Chair or Goliath, highrisesportschair.com, 5 years now. And his product is out there so you can purchase it. In fact, Sean Reed's already purchased it. So he's getting his. Hello from Ontario, Stephanie. Thank you so much for coming to visit us. And Odin in Canada. I appreciate you guys. Vanessa, and actually, Vanessa, you had some really good comments. So I'm going to show one of those for later on. Corey over at, there we go. And I know I'm not going to mention everybody's company because I know some of you are just in the process of it, but I know you, Corey, over there, and yours is going to be awesome. Steve Brown with Eclipse. Thank you guys. And let's see, Timbo, great to have you here. And oh, yes, So let's see. I know I saw somebody else, Brooke Foreman. She's got an amazing acupuncture program that's really, really unique. And Eric, nice to see you. Thank you for stopping by. Mark Morris, good to see you. Kelly, we're glad that you had a good, that you got some value from today's show as well. Oh, I love how Bill's talking over there to Sean and Kelly, who actually purchased his product too. Hello from Alaska. Good to see you, Jim. And Michael B. Ryan with Recite. This app is awesome. If you have not checked it out, it is great. And if Michael, you could put the link to have people sign up for it, that would be great. Fred, so Shelly, and I love what Shelly's bringing to the table very, very soon. Thank you so much for saying that it was excellent advice. We appreciate you guys being here every Friday at noon Pacific time. Yes, marketing is the key factor. I'm so excited that I get to do the marketing side for so many entrepreneurs and help them to really get their businesses going. So give them time. Yes. Okay. So Vanessa, great point. That was about networking and just helping to give it just enough information to pique their interest in the product. That also can apply on the marketing side for building your list as well. Networking's a little bit easier because you're actually having a conversation with them. So it's not just necessarily the whole world. You have a little bit more private of a stage to work from. Thank you, Kelly. Oh, I got you. You guys are saying your Merry Christmases back and forth. So excellent. Well, if I missed any of you, I am so sorry. I know we've had so many comments in here and it's about time for us to take off. But again, there it is. Get Recite. Check it out. This is an amazing app and it's going to cut your time trying to keep up with emails and files and everything that you have to deal with, texts, all of that in one place. It's amazing. And I think you had it as a use case for a teacher, which was cool. But for me, for web design, for marketing, I have lots of things to keep track of. It's amazing. And, oh, you're welcome, Corey. Glad you guys were here. Yes, it's true. So Steve, actually, Eclipse, if you can put I think you have your website up too. So anybody that has, I just want to support you guys. Entrepreneurism, like Fred said, it's a lot of work and it's really hard to make it through without people that are advocating for you. And that's what I want to do here is be able to advocate for you guys and really help you out. So we're here every Friday at noon Pacific time. Be sure to mark the reminder bell so that you can join us and participate. Again, submit questions, ask questions in the comments. If you had any really, really good takeaways, don't forget to let us know with that hashtag nugget. You might get your comment on a post in social media, which is always good for exposure. And we'll see you guys next week. Thank you.